All right, so this is the last chapter here, rate of change. Now we do know what rate of change is, or we should remember that it is the rise over the run, also known as our slope, or our steepness. All right, now rate of change can happen. We can find the rate of change in three different ways. So type number 1 here, the rate of change is found in a table of values. Now it's rise over run, and we're going to just take a look. Well, actually, maybe I'll do that one maybe last. I'll start with number 2, just so we can remember. So our rise over run would be from one spot to another. Now you could go from here to here and try to figure out how much you've risen and how much you've run, but this is kind of unclear where I am at. Like, is this 15 or 16 or something? So I like to choose places that I know. So this dot right here is right on these little grid marks. So I'm going to choose that one, and then I'll choose this one because that's also on a grid mark. And I'm going to calculate up. So how much have we risen here, and how much have we run? So we've gone 10, 20, 30, 40. So we've gone up 40. And then our run, I don't know what these are up by. So these are up by 1, 2, 3. So everything is worth 1 mark. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8. So you have to look at your scale. And then your slope, your rise over your run, would be 40 over 8. All right, so you're going to want to find two nice points, and then just calculate up and calculate over, and make sure you look at the scale. So I'm going to choose this point because it is right on there, and then sure, I'll choose the last point. You don't have to choose the last point, but I like to try to go as far as I can. So I'm going to go all the way up here, and then all the way across. So we need to know. Now my scale at the bottom here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's our scale. So we're going to go from 0. So this total distance is 6. Our run, we're going all the way over here. That's a distance of 6. But my run, that's a little bit interesting because I don't know what the scale is. 10, 20, 30, 40. So yeah, that works. So they go up by tens. So I'm at 50, and I'm at 200, and 210, 220, 230. So that's where I am. So I go from 50 to 230. And I need to know, what is that rise? So from 50 to 200 would be 150, and then another 30 more, so 180. So when I try to calculate my rate of change, I go rise over run. I rise up 180, and then I run 6. Now, for both of these, they can be reduced. So 40 and 80. Sorry, not 80, 8. 40 over 8, that can be reduced. They can both be divided by 8. And so you can get a rise of 5. This is actually just 40 over 8 is just 5. So that is probably the nicer way to go. This one is going to be 180 divided by 6, which is going just to be 30. So that is a much steeper slope. 30 is much steeper than 5. But we're not actually comparing them because they're two separate drawings. So that's how you calculate. You go rise over your run. You can also have descriptions, and so for descriptions, you're looking for you're looking for. I'll just write this down. If you're looking for rate of change, so you're looking for your change. So Lewis the lawyer charges $500 consultant fee, and then $250 per hour. So you're looking for something that's changing. So is the consultant fee changing, or is it the per hour thing, the $250 per hour? So if you're looking for things that change, and it's like, well, this changes because it depends on how much time. 250 per hour. So if you go for 2 hours, it's $500. 3 hours, it's $750. 4 hours, it's $1,000. So that's the thing that changes. And so over here, Terrence truck driver charges $50 per trip and then 10 cents per kilometer. And it's the kilometer, that's the change that's right there. And so that's what we're going to be looking for the rate of change. So we've got an initial amount. We have an initial amount of 500, but the thing that's changing is 250. So your rate of change would be $250. And here, the rate of change, or our slope, is 10 cents. So that's in a description. That's the third type. If it gives you a description, the second type there was a graph where you would just have to calculate it. And lastly, a table of values. And so you're basically doing the same thing as you would be. You're going kind of from the bottom to the top, but you can sometimes just see, you should see a pattern. So from 12 to 15 is 3. From 15 to 18 is 3. From 18 to 21 is 3. From 0 to 1, that's 1. From 1 to 2, that's 1. From 2 to 3, that's 1. So you can see that things are changing. You go 3 kilometers every hour. So your rate of change, and usually your time is your x and your distance is y, and we'd like to write these with x on the left and y on the right. That's almost always how it's done. So when you do your rate of change and you do your rise over your run, remember that's your change in y over change in x. And so for us, we're changing our y by 3 and we're changing our x by 1. So our rate of change is 3. So you're just looking for the pattern. So what would the pattern be here? So the money that you earned. So you go up here by $20, you're going up, and you can see, yep, they all go up by 20. On the left here, things go up by 2 every time. So our rate of change, which is our rise over our run, and our rise is our change in our y over our change in our x, and remember x is on the left and y is on the right. So we're going to get a change in y, which is 20, and a change in x, which is 2 every time. 20 over 2, 20 over 2. And that can be reduced to just 10. So that's how you would calculate. You look for the pattern in both of those. So I'll just zoom this out a little bit here. So that's a rate of change, and then we'll do initial value in the next video.